Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to look at a video showcasing some of the accessories that Xbox Series S or X has to offer. I pretty much have a stock Xbox Series S. Let's just have a look and see how I can turn up my Xbox Series S. Let's go.
The holiday season is quickly approaching, and with certain fun things going on like a chip shortage, it might be a good idea that if you're interested in anything gaming or tech-wise, you grab it a little sooner than later. And so today I want to talk about some of my favorite accessories for the Xbox Series X and Series S.
Alright, let's get into it. Ooh, nice little intro. I love his jacket, by the way. If you realize his jacket has that Xbox logo. Sheesh.
And the first thing I want to talk about is controllers. Now, the cool thing about the Xbox Series X and Series S is that they are backwards compatible with basically any accessory made for the Xbox One. But with that in mind, there are a lot of newer controllers and options coming out that are designed for these newer systems. One of the things that Xbox does really well is having a very large variety of colors and designs for their controllers, different limited edition runs, all kinds of cool stuff. And there's already a very large number of different colors to choose from for the regular Xbox. And so if you know someone that's picked up a system, but they have a certain favorite color or they're a fan of a certain game, you can keep your eyes open for one of those designs. Or one other option is, of course, Xbox Design Lab. This is a service offered by Microsoft where you can customize a controller, picking different colors for the faceplate.
Wow, I didn't know about this. Xbox Design Lab. Wow, that's so cool. Reminds me of Nike also has something similar like this. You can go online and pick a silhouette and choose the colors for your shoe. Hey, this is cool, man. I wonder how much it costs.
The D-pad, completely customizing it based on what someone might like, and you can even put a little engraving on the front way. So this is a really cool way to give someone a personalized controller option if you know what they're into. Of course, when we're talking about controllers, another thing worth considering is Pro Controller options. Those ones that are more expensive than a standard controller, but in return offer a whole bunch of different special features to help improve your game and really help out at the competitive level. And right now for the Series X, there's really three main options that have been targeted at this newer generation. You of course have Microsoft's own official first-party option with the Elite Controller Series 2. Scuf has their own option that is a modified Xbox Series style controller called the Instinct, and Razer has an original from the bottom-up design style controller with the Razer Wolverine V2. I've done in-depth reviews of all these controllers, and honestly, I really enjoyed my time with each of them. The main kind of takeaways for each one, the Elite Series 2 is, in my opinion, probably the best value in terms of quality of design, how much you're getting.
I wonder what's the difference.
And just the fact that because it is a first-party controller design, comes with a lot more in-depth software-level customization that you can do directly on the Xbox, which is always really handy. The Scuf Instinct offers some of the greatest amount of customization, including being able to choose from a large variety of faceplates and colors and designs. But all of which also
have that much control on your controller.
Making it the most expensive option on the market right now. And then Razer introduces what I think is one of the more interesting alternatives in that it is a very noticeably different shape. It is a wired-only design, which can be a turnoff for some people, but also comes with one of my all-time favorite Pro Controller features, Mecha Tactile buttons, which are these very clicky front-facing buttons that are just oh so satisfying and very useful in certain games.
That's cool.
Basically, the Elite Series 2 is a very safe, one-size-fits-all approach. Scuf is great if you know exactly what someone likes to use.
How different does it feel?
And the Wolverine is, I think, probably one of the most distinct and different designs that I personally really love, and it's a really good choice if someone doesn't necessarily like the layout and grip design of the regular Xbox controller and wants something different. As for something that's a little more specialized and celebrates one of the bigger releases this year for Xbox, we can also take a look at racing wheels. Forza Horizon 5 is one of the biggest exclusive titles coming to the Xbox this season. It is a fantastic looking racing game. I'm personally a really big fan of the Horizon series. It's one of the few racing games I really put time into outside of, say, Mario Kart. And something that can really help shape the experience and just make it more interactive on a whole other level is getting a racing wheel. Now, there are different quality levels of racing wheels that are out there. There are some very basic, simple ones that just operate like a wireless racing wheel that you move around. But if you're willing to throw down a little bit more money for something that's a lot more interactive, something to take a look at are feedback wheels. One example that I have on hand right now that to check out is a newer one coming from Hori. Now, the idea with these force feedback wheels is that just like with a regular racing wheel, yes, you've got pedals and you've got...
Let's see how much this costs. Hori Racing Wheel Overdrive? Hori. Free delivery. Oh, it's about... Force. This is 598. This is 181. It's quite a drastic price difference. About
Got a wheel to turn
$500
that feels
Sing
like driving a
dollars.
car, but then the way that this takes it to a whole other level is that it actually fights back against you a little bit the way that a real steering wheel would while driving.
That's
This
good.
does take a little extra setup to use to make sure you're using it properly. It's designed to clip to a table edge of some sort to make sure that it's nice and stable, or you can buy a dedicated rig setup to use them, which is even more expensive, but really does up that immersion factor. And honestly, it just
That's
makes
cool.
the whole experience of playing these types of racing games all the more fun. If you ever grew up playing racing games in an arcade where you actually had a full setup sitting there, it feels like that. You know, there's just that kind of level of immersion.
It's like having an
not
arcade at
with a
home.
regular controller that is really fun to have. And so if
That's
you know
cool.
anyone who's a big racing fan, or Forza Horizon is one of the games they're looking forward to, this is an awesome idea to really bring that experience to a whole other
Looks nice
Speaking of
also.
immersion, one thing that I feel like not enough people really put thought into when it comes to getting the most out of their Xbox system is the TV they're using. And one option I want to talk about is from today's sponsor, Hisense, with the U7 ULED TV. With all the new features and functions added by the Xbox Series X with its release last year,
I understand
and some
how
updates that have
much
happened over the course of the last
TV,
year,
how
it's
much
important
difference
to
the
have a
TV
TV
makes.
that can check mark all the boxes. Literally. If you go into your Xbox settings, you can actually see your 4K TV details and see which functions and features that it's able to support. And the U7 ULED TV behind me
Whoa,
hits
all
of those.
green checks,
Some of these are features
all
that you
green
might be
ticks.
familiar with by now, like variable refresh rate, so it helps smooth out any kind of uneven frame rates in some games. 4K 120Hz support, so you can make sure you play games in the highest resolutions and
Crazy.
frame rates that they are available in. And a feature
One
that is
day, one
currently
day.
unique to the Xbox as far as game consoles go, Dolby Vision support. If you don't know what this is, it's basically the newest, best version, an upgrade over HDR that gives you the best colors possible in games. There are some select titles that currently support it.
It's crazy because for me, to a certain point, how much difference can you see on your screen? To me, if your TV is going to be like, let's say 55 inch, 65 inch, probably you really can't see the difference unless you really, to me lah, if you go and buy a bigger TV, you will probably see the details. But yeah, I mean, bigger TV, you need a bigger space because you can't sit too close to a big TV because vision's gonna go all screwed up. But this TV looks nice.
The list is growing more and more over time, and of course,
And I mean, it's
media
nice if you can
streaming
really buy a
content
TV
is
that
available in
can
Dolby Vision
support
as well.
the full
U7
specs of the
ULED TV is able to
Xbox.
offer all of these features at a really good value price, but honestly, one of the things that really stands out to me about this TV is Hisense's confidence, because along with this, they have a 100-day no regrets guarantee. So
Oh.
basically, you can have this TV for 90 days, 95 days, 99 days, and decide you don't actually like it, you can contact the company and get a full refund. That's how much faith they have in their products. So if you want to learn more about the U7 and Hisense's other TVs, as well as take advantage of that 100-day no regrets campaign, check out the link down below in the description. Going back to slightly more traditional accessories, along with controllers, one of the really big things that a lot of people look for right away with a gaming system is, of course, a headset. And there are a lot of them on the market. It can be a little bit dizzying. One thing that does make it a little simpler is that Xbox does have its own first-party option available for the system
First
right
party,
now, which is
okay.
the official Xbox headset. And honestly, as far as headsets go for its price point, it is an excellent choice. Good audio quality, good comfort. I think it's a good looking headset. And because it is a first-party headset, it comes with a lot of baked-in controls and additional settings that you can do
okay.
directly with the system. One thing in particular that I think really is a testament to the value of this headset is the fact that it is one of the current options available that offers dual wireless support. What that means is that it has the ability to connect to your Xbox wirelessly with its own dedicated signal, but also supports the ability to connect to Bluetooth devices, and you can do these at the same time.
Oh, that's
The
good.
main way this would be really useful is if you want to connect to the Xbox to play a game, but then you want to connect to your phone in order to use a third-party chat option like Discord. Now, this is not the only headset that does this on the market. If you watched my PlayStation video, I talked about a SteelSeries headset that does the same thing, but it is rare to see this option available in a $100 headset, which is really, I think, one of the big selling points
Wow,
of this
that's
design.
quite alright, the
It has
price.
that feature.
Let's see how much that is in Sing dollars. $150. That's not bad. You look at this. Wired. It's the green. The green is so striking. $80. Okay lah, about $80 to $100, which I think for a wireless Bluetooth headset with a
Along with all
microphone,
the other qualities,
not bad.
at that very affordable option compared to other ones out there. If you're curious about other options out there, one brand that I talk about a lot, and in particular I did this with the PlayStation video as well, is SteelSeries. And for the Xbox in particular, they have an option called the 9X. And what's interesting about the 9X versus the other options available is that it's the only SteelSeries headset that uses the Xbox wireless signal as well, so it doesn't rely on any kind of dongle plugged into the system. It'll just connect directly like that official Microsoft headset does.
That's nice.
It is a more expensive headset that I personally do find a little more comfortable. I really like their headband design and the shape of the ear cups, but that does vary from person to person, different ears, different comfort level depending on the shape. And they do offer really excellent audio quality. Again, I do think the official Microsoft headset is just a very simple no-brainer choice, but if you want something different from it, SteelSeries is a brand that I generally really enjoyed using. As for another accessory option that is maybe not as obvious as some of these other ones, maybe not as fun, but is a really important thing, storage expansion. With the Xbox in particular, the way that you can expand the storage of the system, allowing you to install more games, especially with how large some games are getting, like Call of Duty. There are official first-party options you can grab that plug directly into the back of the system and add more storage space. Now, as of right now, the only ones on the market, at least what I'm talking about,
Dude, that's the hard drive. I've heard about this, but I actually haven't seen. I mean, I've seen online pictures like studio shots, and I thought it was like a normal hard drive, like, you know, probably as big as your phone type of size. But yeah, that is small, man, for a hard drive, and that's 1 terabyte. That's crazy. Previously, I've worked as a video editor, and I've always handled with hard drives, and 1 terabyte was just big, gunky, clunky sized hard drive, and seeing how small 1 terabyte is now is like, wow, crazy.
This video come from Seagate. However, they are now available in 3 different sizes. They have a 512, a 1 terabyte, and a 2 terabyte.
2 terabyte.
The 1 terabyte is the original model that they released alongside the Xbox, and if I'm being honest, it's actually still, I think, the main one you should go for. The 512 is cheaper, but not by a margin that I think is really worth the savings for how much storage you end up losing out on. It's $140 compared to the $220 price tag of the 1 terabyte. And while 2 terabytes is a lot more storage, that brings that memory card up to $400, which is more than an Xbox Series S. So
for
as far
the 2 terabyte,
as
$400,
how much usable storage you're getting out of your dollar and how much I think most people need, the 1 terabyte is really, I think, the first option you should look at. If you've got the money to burn and you just want to give someone the most storage they can possibly get, the 2 terabyte option is out there, but it's a little overkill. One other accessory I want to talk about is one that, honestly...
I have the Xbox Series S, and internally there's 512 gigabyte. So far we managed, I mean, it's annoying because probably I can install like 3 games max. I mean, I'll play for some time. Once I get bored, I'll straight away delete it and to clear some space, and then I'll be able to download another game. So as for now, I think I haven't seen the need of buying the storage expansion, but yeah, we could consider. I just wonder, I'm sure we can use, other than the official first party Seagate expansion that this guy talked about, I'm pretty sure we can use a different type of hard drive, right? Maybe? I don't know. If you do it that way, then I guess it might be cheaper in that sense. But yeah, that's just one way to go about it, I guess.
Personally, I don't use a whole lot, but I know a lot of people who stand by these and love these for their system, and that is a dedicated media remote for your Xbox. Basically, if you don't like the idea of controlling traditional media using an Xbox controller, if you like the feeling of using a media remote when doing things like streaming movies or television shows, you want something you don't have to resync all the time because it fell asleep while you were watching the movie, there are dedicated media remotes you can grab for the Xbox, and one that I have been trying out using recently comes from 8BitDo. They actually make 2 different styles of these that are meant to kind of mirror the Xbox Series S and X. They have a white one that is smaller and just really focuses on some of the main controls that you need in order to manipulate media. And there's a larger black one that has additional buttons and uses if you want to use it as a full-blown remote, giving you things like putting channel input numbers. So if you or someone you know uses their Xbox as their primary media device for watching a lot of stuff, this can be a cool little pickup that just ends up changing the experience a little bit and ends up being a more convenient option than always relying on a regular controller. It's one of those things that isn't like an absolute necessary fix where there's a huge problem of using regular controllers and systems, but once you do start using one,
I guess it's like a TV remote control, but more dedicated for the Xbox system.
Accessories you can grab as a gift, or maybe just for yourself if you're looking to grab some more stuff for your system this holiday season. Everything I've talked about in the video is linked down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well. I'd like to thank Hisense again for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to check them out down below in the description as well, and I will see you guys later.
Looking at that last device, the control. I know that your Xbox you can stream movies and all that, but I never really thought of using it as a streaming device. I mean, I see it more purely just as a gaming device, and I'm surprised to hear that people actually do use it to stream movies and all that. But I guess since the need is there, I mean, if your setup is all nicely done and quite sweet and comfortable, you could watch movies and all that. But for me, I have my main TV in the living room, and I guess I would prefer watching movies there. It'll be more comfortable. But yeah, good to know, I guess. Yeah, this has been another reaction video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you like, please do consider to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. That's it for today's video. Subscribe for more gameplays, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.